Hey everybody, thank you for coming to my party. I don't know if anyone's here yet, if anyone's watching, but we're going to be doing this. I just wanted to pop in and say hello to everyone and make sure you guys are all having fun and that you're enjoying the posts. And purpose of me tonight is just, I'm going to be here for hopefully not too long, but I just wanted to talk about geek tarot and what the heck is that anyway. I'm just going to pop into the party and see how everybody's doing. Stay with me. Yes, we are there. Okay. So, geek tarot is something that I am really passionate about, and I know a lot of people are probably wondering what the heck is that, and they maybe don't get what it is. So I have these cards. These are like my rat cards that I hand out at festivals. Hello, cat. I see somebody's watching. So they say, if you can't read it, if it's not clear, it says, feeling stuck, confused, need some clarity or guidance. Do you find yourself asking what would Obi-Wan or Captain Kirk do? Then you want a tarot geek like myself to help you out. And on the back of these cards, this is all on my website, so I'm not going to read it all. You can go to AlisonSpokes.ca and check it out for yourself. So I'm a total geek, and I love superheroes, and I love Star Wars, and I am a fan of video games and a whole bunch of other things. So, and as a tarot geek, someone who collects a lot of cards and decks, I have found there are more and more. Actually, at the beginning of the year, that was one of the questions in somebody else's event. It was like, there's interview questions about tarot. One was, what kind of tarot decks do you wish existed that don't? And I was like, fan decks, there aren't enough fan decks on the market. But this year, it has, I don't know, I got my wish. My wish came true. I have found a ton. And so I'm going to introduce a few decks to you, and then I'll talk a little bit about how I use them in my practice. So the one I have in my hand right now is the Justice League Tarot cards. So these are based on the DC comic book characters. I'll show you a few here. We have, oh my gosh, her name, I think this is Raven. Their names are gonna stump me here. The Joker, the Tower, Aquaman. I'm so excited to go see the Justice League movie because Wonder Woman was amazing. And then we have Poison Ivy as the Empress, and so I'm not going to show you every card. There we have Red Hood. I'm also a big fan of Gotham. Is anybody else watching the Gotham TV series? It's one of my favorite shows right now. So if you were to purchase a geek tarot reading from me, this is one of the deck options. I'm going to show you a few others. So we have superheroes. And just so you don't think I'm totally crazy or out to lunch, that there is spirituality in geek culture, because I think geeks are very happy people. They're very happy and they're very confident people. And I know that wasn't always the case, but today they are. But I've been reading this book, Deepak Chopra. The Deepak Chopra says that there is spirituality among superheroes. They are the new gods. They are teaching us a lot about what it means to be human. And the mythos, I could talk about this forever, but the mythos of superheroes and comic books is so connected to the ethos of what's going on in the world right now or in the past. Every time a superhero has come up or changed or evolved or been created, it was motivated by what is happening on the planet at that moment. So here's another deck. This is one of my newest. And it is, here's the back, if you could, the Harry Potter Tarot. And Harry Potter is full of so much wisdom. We can draw so much inspiration and courage and wisdom and everything from our favorite books and video games and comics. It's there. It's scripture. It's exactly the same as any spiritual scripture. To me, it is. It totally is. So here we have Mr. Weasley as the King of Wands. What else we got here? Hagrid is the King of Discs. All the aces I love that are the founders of the houses. So I think that's awesome. Judgment. That's Lucius Malfoy. We have Lycanthropes under the Moon card, and this is an amazing deck. So again, another deck you could choose if you were to get a geek reading. So far I've shown you the Superheroes DC deck, and now I've shown you the Harry Potter deck, which is my newest baby, and I love it. Okay, what else do I have here? My desk is full of decks. The Legend of Tarot, for those who are familiar with the symbol, are going to know that is the Hyrule Triforce. This is the Legend of Zelda, based on the video game, the Nintendo game. Then we have Skull Kid falling off the tower. And the world is the Triforce itself. So courage, wisdom. Putting me on the spot. Does anybody know what the Triforce, the three symbols of the Triforce are? Courage, wisdom. The other one's at the tip of my tongue. For the Wheel of Fortune, there's the Ocarina. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I like how the suits are all, like, this is the suit of swords, which is, in this deck, is fire. It's the kind of desert people, and then we have the water people for the suit of bottles. Rupees are like the merchants, the city folk. Oh, there's the happy mask salesman, which I love this card in this deck, and that he's holding the mask of truth, and he's left Majora's mask on the ground. So for those who are familiar with the lore of the Zelda franchise, you're going to know exactly what that means. Feel free to ask me any questions, guys. I'm just going to keep talking until somebody jumps in and interrupts me. So again, there's another deck, and I've got a few others. I won't go show you like every card or open up every box, but I've got Lord of the Rings Tarot. I've got another one in a bag somewhere. This one, Angelic Rune, Shadowhunters. I know not everyone is a big Shadowhunters fan, but if you've read the books, then you'll be hooked. Don't judge the story based on the movie or the TV series. Read the books, because they are amazing. They're as good as Harry Potter to me. They are just fantastic. What else? This one's just generic. It's not like a fandom. It's just steampunk. So I include that in because there's a lot of nerdy steampunk people out there. We love them. I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like I have another nerdy deck somewhere. Oh, I have my Happy Tarot. This one's cute. This one's just like cute little chibi characters. There's the Fool. So I include that one as well. It's not a specific fandom. Now I'm getting more. I'm going to be adding the last unicorn deck is coming. I've purchased it. It's pre-ordered. And Game of Thrones is also pre-ordered. So I'll be getting both of those decks in the spring. So I'm going to be adding that. So, okay, how does using these decks, because it's more than just the decks. I've also created a whole bunch of tarot spreads, or borrowed them from other creators who beat me to it, and I thought theirs was like perfect as it was, so using their spreads as is with permission. And And so what I've done is that maybe I should give some background information first on how tarot works. So you have a deck of cards. Deck of cards is a standard. There's 78 cards in a deck. And they all kind of mean the same thing. There's some creative leeway there for different decks and different creators, but for simplicity's sake, we'll say a deck of tarot cards is a deck of tarot because they're all the same, just with slightly different leanings towards interpretations over other possible interpretations. So you get your deck of cards, and then you use a tarot spread. Now, I know not every reader uses spreads, and that's totally okay, but if you're learning, if you pick up a how to read tarot book, there will be spreads in there to teach you how to get started. And pretty much standard practice is everyone who learns to read tarot starts with the Celtic cross, which is a spread of 10 cards. So you lay the cards out in certain positions, like a map, and every card's place or position has a certain meaning. So if you were coming to a reader or you were reading for yourself, you would ask a question, say you wanted to know more about, I don't know, what's happening at work or where your job is going, or maybe you're having difficulty making a decision. So that's the main question. But then by using a spread, you break that question up into littler questions. So if it was, let's say the topic was about work, where are things going with work? Well, what led you to where you are now? What was the cause? What is your next best move now? Where will that lead you to? What would be a potential outcome? What's influencing it? How are you feeling about it? What are you thinking about it? Who's there to help you? So there's all these different positions that break up that big question into a whole bunch of littler questions so you can better understand the entire situation. So, inspired by my favorite games, movies, books, etc., I have created some spreads based on those stories as inspiration. So, for example, I have a Star Wars spread, which is amazing. It's the best. It's my go-to spread for when people come to me and they're like, I need direction. I feel lost. I don't know what I'm supposed to do or where I'm going. So I will go to my Star Wars spread because it answers the question every single time by breaking it up into smaller parts. So using Star Wars as inspiration, we can say, okay, well, what's the force? What's the energy that's coursing through you right now? What's kind of driving you? Or what are you working with right now? How can you train to be at one with your force, at one with your energy, at one with spirit, and be more in alignment with your highest good, with your life path, with your destiny, as they would say in Star Wars? How can you face or filter emotions like fear? Because fear and anger were big themes in Star Wars, and those who were consumed by those emotions went down a bad path. Those who conquered them or could overcome them became Jedis and were at one with the Force. So we break it up, and then ultimately it's like, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's what's tempting you to deviate from your path right now. Here's a distraction. And this is where you're supposed to end up. This is the direction. This is like where your focus should be. So that would be an example of a Star Wars spread. So if you came to me and you were saying, I need help, I need direction, I don't know where I'm supposed to be, how to be in alignment with my highest good. I'm a really big fan of Harry Potter. We could use the Harry Potter cards. So there's inspiration coming from that storyline and those characters. And we're putting it together with the theme of the dark side and the force and fear and things like that. And how is that playing out in your life right now? So that would be one example of a geek reading. Another one I've got, what's another good one? Yeah, I got a Doctor Who spread because I'm a big Doctor Who fan. So if we take themes from Doctor Who, we've got, well, he travels, he goes on journeys. So again, there's a kind of destination or a destiny or a path that you kind of need to go in or towards that's in alignment with your highest good. What do you need to exterminate from your life, like a Dalek? We want to exterminate things. Again, there's fear. We've got a couple of alien races that come up over and over again in Doctor Who that have to do with fear, like the Weeping Angels and the Silence. So confronting those kind of things, how are they playing out in your life? How can you confront them or have more courage? Doctor Who always does the right thing, so we want to pull in fairness and justice and observation, taking in evidence. Companions, who are your companions? Who's helping you on your journey? Who can you turn to for help? So those are themes that come up. I've got, for those who come are interested in romance, I've got a Princess Bride spread. Those are for couples rather than people looking for romance, people who are already in a couple. What are the trials that you would need to face in your relationship? What's going to test your relationship? Is it true love? Who are your friends? Who supports the relationship? Who's trying to tear you apart, if anything, or anyone? Or what is the obstacle? What's your greatest obstacle in the relationship? And will it stand trial? So you can ask the cards something like using inspiration from the Princess Bride. So I just kind of wanted to like explain a little bit more about how the Geek Tarot cards work, or the Geek Tarot packages. Now, if you go to my website, AlisonSpokes.ca, you go to the tarot site, and then right, you just scroll down a little bit and you would click roll for initiative. I thought that was really clever. It was Geek Friend approved. So another little geek phrase there, roll for initiative, find out more about geek readings and how they can help you. And yeah, you get to play a little bit. It's fun because you get to play a little bit of mixy-matchy with your favorite fandom. So you could have a steampunk Star Wars reading. You could get a Harry Potter My Little Pony reading. You could get a superhero Doctor Who reading. You can mix and match the cards to the spread that you feel works or serves or answers the questions you need answering. So if there's no questions, then I'm going to sign off because I've been yakking for almost 18 minutes now. And thank you again. Thank you guys so much for coming to my party and liking my posts and leaving comments. I love it. And we got 2 more days, you guys, 2 more days of sales and contests and prizes to give away. And thank you so much for inviting your friends. Please invite your friends. The more the merrier. And I will see you guys back at the party. Ciao.